Hello again, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello, and new warnings issued in the Caribbean again.
Yep, here we go again. And so the hurricane season basically peaks, well, usually like somewhere around September 10th. And we're closing in on a month later, and we still got activity. It can happen.
It can. It's just been unusually busy, it feels.
So let's look at what we're looking at again. And potential tropical cyclone number 26. Wow, it's been so busy this year. And so here we see X marks the current spot, and where they are looking at it to be heading past Jamaica on Monday. And then by the time we get to Friday next week, we might be talking about a Louisiana impact again. Or it could also be in anywhere from eastern Texas all the way over to perhaps even the Panhandle. So we're going to have to watch this one again. As you see, 100-mile-an-hour winds, and again, if it's one of those storms that ends up slowing down to 1, 2, or 3 miles an hour and watching the rain pile up, here you go.
I know, and those poor folks, they're going to be drenched.
Yeah, and over here we are looking at some spaghetti models, and again, we're going to have to watch all the way from, again, the Panhandle to eastern Texas. And there's areas that really, really need rain, as we've been saying, and ask you guys to send out your best intentions for rain in California and all throughout the West. It's pretty dry out in the West. It's been hot and dry. In fact, incredible record-breaking wildfires. They've surpassed 4 million acres. Yeah, talk about breaking a record. It's like going over and doubling the record.
Yeah, it is, and it just keeps getting... Things keep piling on and piling on and piling on, and people's lives in the meantime are being destroyed. This is really incredibly sad.
Yeah, it's definitely a trial by fire, and people are getting tested. Yeah, and this season is not over yet. So this unprecedented figure, which is an area larger than my home state of Connecticut, it's more than double the previous record for the most land burned in a single year in California. The 4 million mark is unfathomable. It boggles the mind and it takes your breath away, said Scott McLean, spokesman for California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Incredible what we are seeing. And unfortunately, we have more ecological disasters going on. And this is off of Kamchatka, which is in Russia. And this is black volcanic sand. And all sorts of creatures are just on the beaches there, dead in mass. Now, surfers raised alarm about this 3 weeks ago after they started to get sick, have problems with their eyes, fevers, throats, and a feeling of losing eyesight after getting out of the water. And also talk of it smelling like petroleum. So is somebody covering up something over there? My initial thought when I saw that, I was wondering if it's, obviously, black sand, volcanic, the times we're in, wondering if there was something going on as far as volcanic activity, perhaps. But also there's signs that are showing that this has a strange toxic smell, and it has a yellowish tinge to the water. So is somebody covering up some sort of horrible toxic spill or toxic release?
Most likely, it's just what they do.
And we talked about the locusts, and now we have millions of locusts devouring crops and fields and pastures in Chile. So, we talked about that. They had made it to the Americas and have been just wiping out fields and crops, and all this is taking its toll on our food supply.
It's another terrible thing.
And we had another super bolide that was recorded flying over the states of Rio Grande do Sul and Santa Catarina and Brazil. This was on the 1st, and this one literally did turn night into day. It was super bright.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of these, and we talked about them. Talked about September being the month where you're going to see an increase, and we have seen a lot of them. This one, and I'll let you guys click it. I'll give you the link so you can see it. super bright. It literally does turn day into night.
I think it's awesome, actually. I love it.
As long as there's no impacts and no,
Yeah.
loss of life.
Right.
But what does that mean? Is there more incoming as well? So Argentina holds 8 degrees Celsius to 16 degrees Celsius below average. So super cold temperatures, 2 feet of snow, buries Ushuaia province. And we've seen just these rapid changes from, we don't have spring and fall anymore. And we've been talking about that really for years. That's something that's been just kind of ongoing. And you just seem to transition from extreme heat to extreme cold.
Again, here we have all these changes. The pendulum is swinging like crazy both ways.
Yeah, and don't forget the South Atlantic anomaly as well, as that area is an area which is lying basically mostly in between South America and Africa. And actually reports are showing that it's splitting. And so in some of these areas, you're going to have more cosmic rays coming in. And I think just the likelihood for a lot more extreme events.
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
And here you're going to see a bridge collapse. And this was over in France, southeast France. And look at that. Whoa, it's going to go.
Wow.
And so often we've seen people trying to make it through something like this, as we see a piece of equipment that probably should be moved sitting there still. Wild times. So this was from Storm Alex. And looking up here, we see Storm Alex hit Europe with extremely heavy rain and destructive winds. And basically you have 2 people known to have died, 34 remaining missing in France and Italy, and including 2 firefighters. And this just destroyed houses, bridges, almost 20 inches of snow, 20 inches, that would be bad enough, but 20 inches of rain, which obviously would equate to a lot more snow if it was cold enough, and when it gets cold, in just 24 hours. Just 24 hours. Now this I found interesting. The majority of people when surveyed supported chimeric animal research. In other words, merging humans with animals for organ harvesting purposes, pretty much.
And you know what? I mean, as above, so below, so I don't know. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have people differing on this. Some are going to think it's a complete abomination. And others are going to say, well, if you could grow a new human heart in a pig, and then you're just basically killing the pig and taking the heart and saving a human's life, they're all for it.
Yeah, I feel also, though, that the controllers harvest us, too. So, I mean, it's just gross.
Well, we know about China. Yeah. With the internment camps and then all the organ harvesting that they do. And we do know that there are those that want the Chinese system for everybody.
Yeah, nice.
So fasting for health and longevity. And Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Osumi has won the Nobel Prize back in 2016 for his research on how cells recycle and they renew their content. It's called autophagy. And fasting activates autophagy, which helps slow down the aging process and has a positive impact on cell renewal. So what is it? Well, during starvation, cells break down proteins and other cell components, use them for energy. During autophagy, cells destroy viruses and bacteria and get rid of damaged structures, i.e. like cancers, for instance. It's a process that's critical for cell health, renewal, and survival. And so, he did amazing work in this. So when you fast for 12 plus hours to 24 hours or more, it triggers autophagy. And it's thought to be one of the reasons why fasting is associated with longevity. And as we've shared with you guys, we hardly ever eat anything before noon. And typically, our first meal might be 1, 2, 3 o'clock. And like yesterday, we just had one meal. Just one meal, and that was fine. So automatically then we're fasting really for like 23 hours, when you get down to it. But typically, if you fast for 16 hours or more, so say you just limit yourself to eating, say, from 8 p.m. to 4 p.m., or maybe you're going to eat between 12 and 8 p.m., or 10 and 6 p.m., you're going to give your body time to break down cancerous tumors that might be starting in your body. Also, just to boost your immune system, help with your blood sugar level, reduce inflammation. Obviously, you could help with weight loss there as well, and improve brain function.
You know, with women, I suggest being a little more careful. They're kind of delicate when it comes to the hormones. And at least if you're going on a water fast, at least add in those drops. What are those called?
Well, trace minerals.
Yes, trace minerals.
I think everybody should add in trace minerals, really. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion because it increases your conductivity. And again, we are electromagnetic creatures. So conductivity is super important. And, you could heal with basically voltage as well. And that gets into the work of Rife as among others. But this is something that's so easy to do, and I know intermittent fasting has really caught on with so many people. And it's accumulative too. Now, if you can do a 3-day water fast that would include having black coffee and herbal teas, then you can do amazing things for the body. Amazing things, actually stem cell rejuvenation as well as getting into, well, you don't even have to be in it that long to get into a state of ketosis where your body is just burning off body fat. But it could give you a complete immune system reboot. And who couldn't use that?
I know. I mean, that's just really, really important, especially these days when we have all these spraying in the skies and our bodies are taking in all these toxins. This is really, really a beautiful thing.
So I just wanted to bring it up again because we have talked about this in the past and done just complete videos on it. And everybody in these times, I think, could use an immune system reboot with everything that's going on. Obviously, the biggest thing is stress and managing our stress. And again, there's great ways to do that like yoga, QiGong, Tai Chi, meditation. All those are wonderful ways to manage stress.
Absolutely. It's very important too.
As always, guys, we want to thank you for your support on Patreon and also on Ko-Fi. Without your support there, we wouldn't be able to keep doing what we are doing in these times of censorship. As always, God bless and namaste.
Namaste.